We've gotten 3 subscribers in the last 4 days.
Oh my
Oh
God.
shit. Huge.
They
Big.
like me. They're
We're
ready to hear about how we topped Nats after talking it up every episode.
Is Galaxy Buster TCG Stoddard? Because he commented.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, he commented on your video,
That's
Sam.
awesome, dude. That's awesome.
No, because I was telling him because I mentioned to him at Nats. I said it's kind of hard to know who like out of all the people I know who's watched. He said, I'll start commenting. I was like, cool, thanks, man.
Wait. Sam, somebody disliked your video.
No.
Just what?
Wait a minute. Yeah,
The person who lost to him at Nats ruined their run. This fuck
mean-
ass Towers deck.
I mean, that's YouTube. I mean,
no. This is the first video I think we've ever had that's gotten a dislike.
just one dislike.
Sorry, we
There's
got.
no way
No,
this
it's just YouTube. It's nothing personal against you, Sam, I'm sure.
It's the second dislike we've
There's-
ever gotten. The first one was on the Chimera tutorial I put out in like last year.
It was Gary.
It
I
was-
mean, I did put this in the Lunalight Discord server, so maybe someone on the server just didn't like it.
That's so funny.
I don't know. I mean, obviously someone else randomly could have seen it. I have seen some really toxic comments about this deck, and
Like for or against it.
I've seen some really toxic comments. I went back. I actually, because I saw that Lunalight was on feature in round 10. I was playing, so I didn't see it. But I went back and watched it, and I made the mistake of watching it via watching Joshua Schmidt's stream VOD.
Mm-hmm.
And people were being really rude to the Lunalight player, which is unsurprising because every time I watch Joshua Schmidt VODs, the comments are like awful.
Mhm.
He does not,
But the
he's got a
player
very
played
weird
extremely
audience.
well. His name was Sean, and he won the match against Regenesis, and he played extremely well. And people were just being like insanely like rude, like making fun of, like saying he was whatever, like playing
No
a
skill,
stupid deck,
yeah.
no skill deck, like remembering a YouTube combo. Is like, why is he taking so long? It's just a YouTube combo. When I knew for a fact that in the game state he was in, it was not a YouTube combo.
Mhm.
Just like typical like chatting behavior.
Yeah.
And then like on the topping video, which the guy was like really cool. The guy who finished top 32, there was just like a comment or two being like, cringe deck, just solitaire, remember the combo, just stupid shit like that. So
Yeah.
the deck already has haters.
I find it really funny to go after hating like a tier 3 deck.
Dude, everything has haters except for like probably like Vanquish Soul. I feel like there's no one gonna
No one else
comment hate
likes
on a
Vanquish.
Oh,
Vanquish
it
Soul video.
will.
Yeah, until it's like until it's like the best deck. But yeah, once it's the best deck, there'll be haters.
Howdy,
Anyway,
everybody.
yeah, not
Oh.
surprised. Yeah. That was all.
I thought I timed that pretty well.
My bad. I'm done.
No, you're good. Howdy, everybody. I am Grant. I am here with Nick,
Hello.
Noah,
Ugh.
yeah, and special guest star Stam.
Hello, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Sam, one of the biggest fans of the pod. I think the first time he listened to it, he was like, this pod's great. Noah doesn't know what a fucking thing he's talking about."
And he was right.
And it's the best part of the pod.
Yeah,
Best
it would-
part. All right, we're back from nationals. We got back a couple days ago. We're gonna go ahead and talk about our experiences. I think that the nationals should just take up the entire like hour or so. If we have more time at the end, I might put this off and then include like a last-minute ban list discussion if we get that at Euros. But we'll see how long this takes. So, I guess we'll start. The reason we have Sam is because he did the best in our group. Sam, how did you do at Nats?
I went 8-3-1. I died in round 12, unfortunately.
Many such cases, many such cases. What did you play?
I played Lunalight.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and talk to us about the list?
Yeah, you want me to go into the list or like, because I know we did a video about it. You want me to do like a round rundown?
You can do it. You can do whatever you'd like. If you're interested in the specifics of his deck list, we'll include the link to the video that's on our channel in the description down below. Go watch that real fast, then come back here and listen to the rest of the podcast.
I give us the round breakdown. Like, tell us like how the weekend actually played
Yeah,
out for
maybe
you.
I just figured that would be more like directly relevant.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I can start off with I went back because I thankfully recorded everything. I've got my overall record in games. I was 20 wins, 9 losses, 1 tie. I am this is just for deck performance, so I am counting the win that I lost due to some unfortunate circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
which I will get to very briefly. Otherwise, it was, let's see, it was 12 rounds. It was um one one Vanquish Soul, 2 Gem Knight, uh 2 Malice. So that's 5.
Only 2 malice.
So that would be 7 Mitsurugi Raziel. Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Most represented deck in the room, man.
Yeah, no, it's just I think most people kind of agree that like Malice and Mitsurugi variants are similar power level, but Mitsurugi is much simpler, so it's not surprising.
And
Yeah.
also less Lancia-able.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So for the uninformed in the audience, definitely not me. I use that bit like every time.
It's funny every time.
How's the thank you. How does Luna Light match up into Mitsu and Malice? I guess just what are the matchups like across the board?
Uh, to be honest, it's like when you look at the theory, like in the deck building, it's kind of troubling because both decks have pretty solid outs if played correctly to like to the board. So
Mhm.
so you actually need some specific non-engine, or at least a piece of non-engine, which I mentioned in the deck profile is part of the reason I played Infinite Impermanence in the main deck, which a lot of people didn't like. Is, well, number one, it's Protos. Don't know why that
Mhm.
card's still legal. But you're playing a dark deck, right? So you just have to be playing main deck out to Protos or you lose on the spot, which I actually got Protos in game 2 of the tournament. So
Damn.
um, and thankfully that was the only time that happened. But like, and I mentioned this in the deck profile, but for example, you need a non-engine card for Detonator slash Dugaris, and you need one for Cyber's Wicked. It's a really interesting dynamic where those decks have clean outs to your stuff, but if they don't have those cards, it's like literally impossible. Um, so like Black Goat Laughs also functions in the exact same way, and
Mhm.
except that gives you like more copies because Black Coat can be set off thrust. It can be dumped off of Foolish Burial Goods. So I felt like I really had to plan in deck building for it. To be honest, the way the deck plays out in practice a lot is it's sort of bait out a lot of interaction. Sit on a Baguska plus a spell Trap Negate. And the spell Trap Negate makes the Baguska like 10 times better, by the way. And then on the following turn, you would push for a Zeus, and then you would play in main phase 2, and then set up the towers guy on turn 3. That's how like a lot of games went, and it was like basically all theory. It was a solid game plan, and it worked pretty well. I will say like there were definitely some wins due to lack of knowledge about the deck. You definitely get the
Yeah,
feeling
I
that
was
it was
gonna
like
ask.
a lot of people had watched like YouTube videos and were afraid of the deck, but like they didn't really know how it functioned beyond there was a big towers guy to be afraid of. Like for example, the guy I lost to around 12 he made top 64. He's playing Wosu in his deck, playing Raziel, Fiendsmith, Mitsurugi, which literally like if you activate Wosu in that, it cuts off 2/3 of your deck. My round 1 opponent was also playing Wosu. He actually Wosu'd me and lost. Because it cuts off like half his deck, right?
Mhm.
And it just felt like very not optimal on their perspective when I feel like if they understood the matchup, they'd realize their deck has cleanouts. I had one guy who like I had the imperm for like his play, but he literally just activated Mitsurugi cards for 10 minutes. And then and then after 10 minutes, he just picked his cards up and was like, I don't know what to do. We'll go next game.
He's just
That was
clicking
round 8.
buttons.
That was round
That's
8, by the way.
crazy.
I
It,
think
it was a bizarre
That's
tournament.
criminal, man. That's so
this
criminal.
this NAWCQ, I will say, I've been to 3 of these thus far. This one definitely had the worst players on average.
I've
You
just
know,
I think I've just started like I felt not confident at the beginning of the day. And my round 1 I played very well. My round 2 was against Vanquish Soul, which it did suck to lose that because I practiced so much against Vanquish Soul. and I misplayed in the grind game in game 2, and then of course the only time I bricked the whole tournament is game 3, which is how it works. Like that's just how YGO works. If you misplay in a winnable game 2, you're going to brick in game 3 and get punished for it.
That's God
That's-
saying that you should have not misplayed.
Sam, you're saying this right now. That was my entire fucking weekend.
Yeah, and I mean that's just you can't even complain about it because like I won game 1, and it's just like when you throw that game 2 that you had an easy 2-0, you just like you kind of deserve it. But yeah, no, Vanquish Soul is it can be a tough matchup for sure, but thankfully I only got one of them.
Anything interesting that happened throughout the day?
Well, quite a few. Round 8, going back to that opponent, he spent 10 minutes doing Mitsurugi combo. I just kept saying thumbs up to like literally everything he did for 10 minutes, and he was like, I don't know what to do. You got it. So he went straight to game 2. He picked up. I've never seen anything like this in my life. He drew 5 cards. He like put his hand to his forehead, wiped it, put his whole hand back on top of the deck, and I was like getting ready to call a judge. And then he just picked up the same 5 cards again. Like he was so flabbergasted at the 5 cards he drew that he put it back on the deck and was like, well, maybe if I just put them back and redraw, I'll see
Maybe
something
they'll
different.
change, right?
This can't be real.
And then he just goes, normal summon sword, and he like starts running to his deck real fast, and I'm like, no, imperm. And he goes, fuck.
If you
Set
do it
one,
fast enough.
set 1, pass, activate Duster, normal summon Gold Leo. He just shows me his hand, and it's like literally like Protos Kusanagi. It's just disgusting. It's like everything I hate about that deck in one hand, and why I think Grant, you had that conversation with Shunping about the format. I like his hand is like why I did not want it. One of the reasons I would never show up with that.
Yeah.
With that deck.
I haven't heard about this. What did Shuping tell you about this format?
Yeah, so little backstory. We'll go back to Sam in a moment, but I played against John Wilkins round like 4, and so Shuping was sitting next to John Wilkins. So I was trying to shoot the shit with John.
I believe it's John Wilkin, by the way. Just
John Wilkin. There's only one of them. Got it. There's so I was trying to like be friendly with him, and then Shuping jumped in, and then we were all just talking about the format. And Shuping said something very interesting, and that was last year's Nats format. He didn't think was like that bad. He said the worst part about it was that we only got like a week of preparation. That it was release weekend. He said that by the time that the format had settled by Anaheim, the YCS that Jesse Cotton had won with Snakes, the format had gotten a little bit better. He said this format is much worse, which is very funny to me, because I think he said like the reason this format is worse is because there's so many high variance cards. You could conceivably just draw bad, and like your opponent draws like one of the blowouts that perfectly matches what you've got, and then that's just the turn. Like
right.
Malice can't beat Lancia. Unless under very specific conditions. Mitsu can't really beat Droll unless under very specific conditions. Peruli and Fualo, so I both do a number against those decks, and their mid-range boards are easily broken. Things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess I can rewind all the way back to before the tournament. I forgot my deck.
Yeah, no, this is
it was off to a great start.
This is probably the most like insane thing to start the weekend off. Unironically.
Yeah, so Friday I pack up. My wife is late getting home from work, so I'm packing up both my stuff and her stuff, and it's fine, whatever. Like, it's just that when we arrive at the place we're staying at, I realized I forgot one bag, and it's the Yu-Gi-Oh bag. So shout out Jenny and my friend Asa who was taking care of the cats for coordinating and getting the bag to me the following day. Now, normally this would be disappointing because I'm playing this deck that I don't have a ton of practice in real life with. And I was really banking on playing at side events on Friday to get that extra practice. Don't have my deck. I didn't even get the deck until 9 p.m. on Friday.
Oh my God.
So the only thing I could do was play hat format. So shout out Grant for giving me his hat deck. I won a hat pod.
Shout out. This man is like
yeah,
rummaging
and then also
through my Sylvan deck right before being like, I don't know, Rivalry of Warlords.
Yeah, Rivalry was goated because I only played against hat. Like at locals, people only play Geargia and Bujins, and the card is useless. But yeah, shout out Drew for playing games with me at 1 a.m. on Friday because no one else was playing Modern at the Airbnb.
We're all so done.
Everyone was so done. And while I'm still doing shout outs, I want to also shout out Nick and Hunter for also playing the format with me because again, nobody else was even attempting to try for this event. And mostly shout out Logan, because Logan tested with me on multiple decks, both in person, outside of tournaments, and on DB, and he didn't even come to this event.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, and obviously the Dominus Impulses. So Logan's the GOAT.
He's
Sponsored by
always the
Logan.
GOAT.
Yeah, and then as I said before the podcast, shout out Alex Stoddard for being my hype man the whole weekend.
He always is, man.
Yeah,
If
no,
you are ever to
he was awesome.
if you see this man around, he is the hype man. If you know this man, he's great.
So yeah, so that was a start. So it's like round 2, I lost to misplay. I'm like, well, round 1 was great. Round 2, I'm like, well, I lost. I misplayed. It's probably about how the weekend's gonna go. Like, I tried my best. And then and then me and Eli go to lunch, and we get absolutely poured on by torrential rain on the way back from the mall. I show up to my round 4. I'm completely soaking wet. Like, I'm shivering, like holding my cards. I can't even hold my hands still. I'm so cold. Win
And
that
then you
round anyway.
look into the eyes of Liger Dancer and you see truly the eye
No,
of
that
Yu-Gi-Oh.
round I played into my own imperm column. I was so freezing. Um, it like didn't matter because we were in like I was in like a Baguska stalling game state. Like, I don't even think I was resolving the Masquerade continuous spell. So like I don't even think it didn't even matter that I played
Mhm.
in that column. We were still sitting under Baguska for another turn, but it was like not exactly the smartest play there. And that was against Malice. Thankfully we got that one. No Lancia needed that round.
Damn.
Thank Yeah, let's see. Probably the next interesting thing was round 9 against Gem Knights. I win the die roll, but I really lose the die roll since Gem Knight is just 10 Pie Dragon now. We get it to like a grind game, but the thing is, I played Gem Knights at locals 2 weeks ago, so I knew what his cards did, which was huge
Yeah.
because I knew about the Hollow Core negate, and I knew about the tag out and the reborn effect of their big boss monster guy. So I was able to get him under Baguska. I negated Brilliant Fusion like 4 times this event, which was with not with Ash Blossom, with Silverhound.
Just fuck that card, yeah.
Yeah, and anyway, like I get him into like it's like turn 4 or 5. Like I finally summon Laggard Dancer, so that means the game is over. But then he passes back to me with like 1 card on field, 1 card in hand. I have like Laggard Dancer, SP, 2 4s, 2 cards in hand. He passes back and I draw a card, and normally that's what you're supposed to do when the turn is passed to you. But I was under Dugaris restriction, and my opponent called a judge immediately, which is fair. Like, it was illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got a game loss from a game in which I did not even have to activate a card to win. I just had to attack. So that was
That's rough.
that was pretty deflating. And then game 2 I made the mistake of trying to summon Liger Dancer instead of Baguska, which is always a mistake I've found. Should have just made Baguska, lost to Lancia, and then I got Salesman, called drill, lost in like 10 seconds.
Damn.
So this like had me so deflated that I don't do what I normally do after every round, which is I go through my deck, my side deck, and I put my side cards back in my side, and the main cards back in the main, like everyone does.
That's
Because
a cool
I've never,
ritual, yeah.
Yeah, because I've never played a day 2 at an event before. I never thought to, fix the deck. Essentially, because I didn't comprehend that I would be playing this deck at 9 a.m. in the morning yet.
Yeah.
So we stay up at the Airbnb until I didn't even leave there until like 2 o'clock, 2:30.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got back to where my wife and I were staying at like 3. Wake up at 7:45 to get back to the venue, and we walk in at like 8:55. Round is posted. I'm sitting at the table at 9 a.m. We roll dice. I win the die roll, draw 5 cards. I see D barrier in my opening hand. I go,
oh,
Judge, I have an illegal deck. Give me a game loss. He's like, huh? I'm like, look at I have side card in my starting hand. Like, he's like, oh yeah, that's a game loss. So you'll go to game 2. Yeah.
That's
Reverse sweep, easy.
crazy.
Reverse
You did
sweep,
it on
easy
purpose.
peasy.
Yep.
Yep. Set up double Liger Dancer SP. He scoops it up. Next game, he bricks because it's Mitsurugi. He hand traps me like 7 times. It doesn't matter. Um,
It never mattered.
no, never mattered. And then next round I played Gym Night again, and again I played this deck at locals, and it was huge that I knew what his cards did.
I
Yeah.
still can't. I'm telling.
I just outgrinded him. Like he hand trapped me like 8 times in game 3.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, it was great. And then I guess final round, it didn't really hit me until I got the table number on my phone, right? Like you get the,
Hmm.
even in round, like after winning round 11, I was like, well, I'm X2-1, breakers probably. I mean, I didn't, I'm probably not gonna make it anyway. It's like no big deal. I checked my phone for round 12, and I saw table 29, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like,
We could do
this
it.
is real.
it.
This is
No,
real.
yeah, no,
Like,
it's no. I don't think anyone's trying to bullshit you. It's like if you won out, you were in top 64.
yeah,
No,
and
definitively.
yeah, and I go and I look at I lose the die roll, and it's probably like the worst deck to have to play against, because he's also playing Fiendsmith cards in his Mitsurugi Raziel deck.
Mm.
And this deck has a huge problem with Caesar, and that was part of the reason I wanted to play Black Oat in the main was more Caesar outs. And I go Droll on Habakiri for Saji. I'm like feeling good. He goes Ritual Spell. I'm like, I'm gonna impulse this. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Mhm.
He normal summons Ice. I'm like, I beat Detonator. I'm like, my hand, I know the line. As long as there's no like Droll or anything in his hand, I'm like,
This is where he goes normal,
he goes
special,
normal Ice.
add.
And he makes Moon. I'm like, no, he was under Droll. So I'm like, he goes. I'm assuming he's just gonna go normal Ice, special X, make a Detonator, and pass. And I'm like, I know for a fact, I know how to beat Detonator. As long as he doesn't have Droll, I know how to beat it.
We've been doing
Because I
that
had
since
gold. Because I have gold
January.
Leo. Yep, and then he goes normal Ice, special X, make Moon. I'm like, you have to be fucking kidding me. Because now I'm like, I have to find either Imperm or Foolish Barrel Goods off the top, which is like, I don't know, probably like 1 in
Just
5,
feasible. Yeah,
1
just
in 5, 1 in
feasible enough
6.
to give you hope.
Yeah, and I didn't see it. And then game 2, I get double Fluid on Hound, and it's just
Oh.
brutal. Yeah, it's just brutal. He's got like 10 or 11 cards. And I go for a Wolf to summon Liger. I actually have the setup for both Ligers, the Spell Trap Negate, the Baguska, and the SB. Like I have everything. I'm like, as long as in his 5 draws he didn't find Lancia, I don't think even with 12 cards they beat double Liger, plus Spell Trap Negate.
Mhm.
And I get Lancia on Wolf. And the guy, shout out to this guy, he was an awesome guy. He kind of fumbled around on the following turn. I'm sure he was nervous. Like he didn't quite know how Baguska worked. Like he tried to blow it up with Murakumo and then Prayers tribute it, and I'm like, that doesn't
Yep.
pop. Yeah, it doesn't work. But it didn't matter because he has X in hand, right? It's just like, we all know how that deck is.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it was a great run, and like I tossed round 9 the previous day, and like round 12 was probably not winnable, but the Vanquish Soul game in round 2 was winnable. I did tie once, and I think that was really only going to be a tie. But I really think that 10-1-1 was on the table with correct play. So
Mhm.
I can't speak more highly about the deck.
So, question, we talked about why Ryziel and Malice just kind of stuck to play and to play against. What made you pick up the Towers deck?
It really wasn't the towers per se. I really like flexible combo decks that have a lot of non-once per turn cards. I mean, that's kind of why I liked Mermail, but I didn't really like playing Mermail nearly as much. Once it feels like you have to tunnel through Coelacanth every time. So
Mhm.
this deck kind of feels like, to me, it kind of feels like the same fun I had playing Mermail before the ban list,
Okay.
essentially. And it does have one aspect of it is better than Mermail, and that's just that it has better starters. Like, I guess I'll tell you about Mermail has the best starter, but it has 3 copies of it. And in this deck, you can start with any of your starters, and it really doesn't telegraph your hand quality at all. And it feels like you have a lot of agency in how you sequence your hand out. Like if I start with Tinky or Gold Leo, or like I have Masquerade or Foolish Burial, like I can start with any of these cards, and you really don't know what the rest of the cards in my hand are. If I go Teus and I'm pitching Infantry going first, you know the rest of the cards in my hand don't do anything, like immediately. Like you just know
Mhm.
this for a fact.
Or if you normal sword after picking up 5 cards, wiping your
Right.
brow, putting 5 cards down, and then in sheer
Right.
disbelief picking them back up.
I just felt like this deck was um, really skill testing, and that was mostly why I wanted to play it, was just to challenge myself. I actually thought I would probably do better with Mermail, just because there's less agency in your Mermail games, to be honest. But I just thought this would be more difficult and it would be more challenging. And
Really?
it just ended up, yeah. Mermail has a lot of skill when you're going second, and I'm sure Grant will say the same thing. But the way, at least with the ban list hits, Mermail is not very interesting to play going first anymore.
Yep, you're recapping last episode.
Okay,
I think he's
So
recapping
you
like
put the
last
weight.
4 episodes where I've been on Mermail.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, but I really feel like Lunalight was fun to play going first or second. I had a lot of like fun interactions or really crazy things that happened. Like I beat one game against a Mitsurugi player. I beat a guy who had 2 Solemn Strikes set because I just Lunalight Fusion for Liger Dancer like immediately, and and those Solemn
I,
Strikes didn't do anything the rest of the
I
game.
still can't believe he just let it happen, man. It's still mind-boggling.
But that's what I felt like with playing this deck. I got to do things that I wouldn't have had the chance to do if I was playing another deck. Essentially, like he probably thought I was going to search the continuous spell, right? And he's like, I'll just hit the Silverhound, you know.
Yeah.
And he didn't conceptualize that he had an extra deck monster on the field, right? And like now the Lunalight Fusion is like half of a, Shadal Fusion essentially.
Yeah.
So
As somebody
yeah,
who's never read these cards, listening to you describe them, it does sound like a very interesting deck.
yeah, it actually, I mean, of course, there were games where like I just get to do the thing, like I just make the Ligers, my opponent scoops it up. But like most games are not determined that way. Like you have to actually grind it, and it's such a good feeling to grind out interaction for interaction, and then it's like turn 4 or 5, and you finally activate Wolf, and you go Wolf effect, and they go, "Yep, that's fine," and then you know you won the game.
Yeah, after
It just
holding
feels
back.
so good. Yep.
But I feel like I heard this from some pretty reputable chatters in Joshua Schmidt's stream. But I heard that this was a no skill towers turbo deck. Is that not the case?
No, I would. This is probably one of the harder decks I've played in a very long time. In fact, if you watch the round 10 feature match, I would. Sean played extremely well. Game 2, he got skill drained, so like he just lost.
I should
It's
have
a
played better.
very cool deck, yeah. But rounds like game 1 and 3, he played very well. And I think if
Interesting.
he didn't play exactly perfectly in game 3, he would have lost. Yeah. So yeah, no, really, really happy with it. It's just crazy. Like I think I told Grant earlier that like I had this idea because I'd watched Shun Ping and Paolo's video like the week before. They had done like vlogs about like where they're at with their deck, and I was like, it'd be fun before Nats to like Monday like record a early deck profile, play a game, go over a DB or Omega replay, talk about like a locals deck, and then like it was like Wednesday, and I'd gotten destroyed at locals again, and I
Oh,
was like, dude, why the fuck am I doing this? Like I'm terrible. Like this deck is so mid. I'm not that good. Why am I doing this? And like I have footage from like 3 or 4 days of that, and it's just crazy that
and
like I did put in some effort and it actually did pay off. Essentially, that's
damn,
just really happy about that.
What was
that's
your
really
record?
nice to hear.
What was your record from locals for like the previous 3 weeks?
It was like I played it. Well, I played. It was only 2 weeks, right? It was I played it at the sneak peek. And I went 2-2, and then I think the following Thursday I went 1-3, and then I went 2-2 again. Like it was like, and I couldn't beat really any of the good players, I would say.
Like
And
those on the
but
pod, yeah.
the other thing I wanna preface, I think Sam's leaving out the detail. In one of those locals, he played against the worst matchup in the entire room twice, being VS, because me and Hunter were both grinding that at locals.
Yeah,
So
and
it's like,
it's true. It's true. I mean, the deck was built for meta, which not many people at our locals were playing, and it was just cool to see that like just the practice against a really hard matchup. Trying your hardest when it's like the situation is the worst, and you build your deck for the meta. It was nice to see that it like paid off because on Thursday I actually before we left I played a lot of games in Omega before we left, and I was like keeping track of like stats on cards, like recording record. Um, and like I had been like, you know, keeping track of like since Monday, I was trying to move cards in and out and test like what was working. Like I was just trying to be pretty methodical about it. And yeah, it's just I was trying to be like I didn't want to like give myself expectations for the event because like I said, even locals wasn't going well. But I mean to be honest, like I was trying. So I'm just happy to see that I got something out of it.
I will
Oh,
also
that's
say
good.
I got a message from Sam like Thursday morning, like, "Hey, can you show me your mermail list for right now?" And
Yeah, I
I thought
almost
he was
gave.
out. I thought that was it.
The
It
faith
would
was
be a reasonable
shaken.
assumption to think that someone who was willing to change their deck at 2 a.m. before it was had to be submitted probably would not perform very well.
Yeah.
But once I started playing, I just realized that like I had actually been prepared and that like to be honest, I was like just the preparation plus I think I was just better than a lot of my opponents. Like I just had to like play correctly. And I lost the games like I lost the games that like I either literally made an illegal play or I
Yeah.
misplayed. um, Otherwise, the deck performed extremely well. So
All
yeah, I
right.
think that's what I've got for my run. Unless someone wants to come back to it later, I think we can move on to you guys. I
All I
think.
gotta say is I think this is just proving the fact of like I think if you put the time and effort in and truly like test and truly try to hit every aspect of like your game plan, I think you're destined to do well. Like
Well, if you
everyone
do
Yeah.
it right.
It really was like reassuring to think that like next year, like oh, like if I like do the same thing, maybe a little bit more, like I can like actually expect minimum. Like I should expect it. I should expect myself to day two. Like I mean, obviously once you get to day two, something's got to go your way. But I think 6-2-1 against the level of competition I was playing against is extremely doable every year.
Mhm.
Honestly,
And it is
that's
for
and
you too
I
if you
think it is.
subscribe to the Team Evo podcast.
right? And get the hidden text. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I think on the opposite vein, sometimes you do zero testing and it sometimes works out. So, um, I'll talk about my deck list next. So I went like 5-3-1. I lost like the last round of day one to keep me from day twoing. I did fine. I put in, I think, zero effort into this nationals. Like, I think I put in less effort than anyone on the team. Like, truly.
As devoted listeners will know.
Yeah, I just didn't.
I don't know if you put less in than some people, but that's a judgment call or discussion.
Listen, I did not put. I did
Outside of
not.
maybe like Matt or someone.
Yeah, who like literally didn't care.
Literally didn't play. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I played Mermail, as you guys all know. Mermail is a wonderful for people who don't want to test because the tech doesn't really change. You're like, yeah, I'm berry statue locking people. This has not changed in the last however long. But it was good. My matchups throughout the day. Let me see if I can pull up my thing that I posted because we usually do the thing where we'll tweet out or we'll post in our chat our how we're doing. Let me pull mine up.
Did you just post in Discord or do you actually tweet?
I usually tweet, but this time I just posted in Discord.
Ah, I'm just looking at my notepad.
Yeah. Let's see here. Round one was versus Blue Eyes, which is a free matchup for Mermail because
Yep.
you just barrel through whatever they do. Round two was kind of funny. It was Orchist Mitsu, and this was I think one of only two Mitsu pilots I met the entire day. And so game one, I did like the combo, and I didn't see any. I saw only like an Orchis card. I think I saw like Harp, and that was it. And so then he scooped. So I'm like, all right, take out the Drolls, take out the fucking the cards that are bad, and then he goes fucking Habakiri in the draw phase. Like, oh, I'm gonna or not in the draw. In like
They do that. They do that. They do that on purpose.
yeah. And I was like, okay. So and then game three, I don't. What happened? He called by my dragoons. That bastard.
That's all
Hate
you
to
have
see,
in the
hate to
notes.
see that. Yeah.
It just keeps happening, man. I got my dragoons called by 4 times on Saturday.
That's a good card.
It's a good fucking card. Game 3 was against Blue Eyes again, really uneventful. Game 4 was against John Wilkin, and so we had the conversation as I said earlier. Game 5, let's see here. Was against Ubel of all things, and so the first game he like does just Unchained stuff. And the reason that this is funny is because on the podcast episode like 4 or 5 episodes ago, I'm telling Nick that I don't think Ubel is like a real deck, and I am now one loss away from dropping out. So if I lose to Ubel, I'm not gonna hear the end of it. So I'm sitting there like I cannot lose. I Fua him. He does like Unchained stuff, and to be honest, I kind of just play like ass. I play like fucking awful that game. I think I had it and I just fumbled it. Game 2, he Lancias me, and so I have to put up like real interaction. So I do like the normal like the chain game and the fucking. This was one of the 2 times I summoned Dragite that weekend. And then like he just scoops early because I think he got burned in time earlier that day and he didn't want to do that again. So he just scoops like obnoxiously early. And so game 3, he does like I forget what he starts, but I have like Impulse in my hand and that is it. So I've already emotionally accepted that I'm going to be dropping after this. I'm like getting ready to sign the slip, and then he goes to sequence, and I'm like, all right, I'll just Impulse the sequence, maybe it'll do something. And I Impulse the sequence, and he sits there like, oh damn. And he starts like fumbling around with his hand a little bit, and he starts to like really thinking, and he starts talking to me like, I think the only winning move is not to play. Pass.
Crazy.
What could have possibly have been in his hand?
It was I don't remember precisely. There was a normal summon in there, so I think he could have done something, but I think he was just like he told me after the match he was just kind of tilted, so I think he was like not his day. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know how that can be.
So I have like Poseidra, and I'm like, all right, well, I think I'm good then. Round 6 is against Ryziel Mitsu Fiendsmith. This guy, I feel so bad about this. I like stomp this guy. He was fine. He was a fine player. But we had this bit going. We were just shooting the shit before the match, and so we had this bit going that you needed to pass the checkpoint. Like you made it past like the draw phase, you made it past the Perulia checkpoint. If you made it to like the beginning of the main phase, you made it past the Fuwalos checkpoint. You know, we were doing bits about this, and we were just doing bits the entire time. And game 1, I do Perulia in the draw phase. He normal summons a guy. I think it's like sword. No, it is ice. I go Fuwalos. He looks at his hand. He kind of frowns and nods. He makes Baguska. He passes. I normal summon Neptibus. I out the Baguska, and then I kill him. And then game 2, I drop Perulia in the draw phase. I drop Fuwalos in the main phase. He makes Baguska. I Rhine pitch heavy infantry, and then I Baguska, and then I kill the Baguska, and then I kill him. I felt so fucking bad for this guy.
Sometimes they gotta learn. Your opponent's not your friend.
It was just funny. My favorite opponent of the day was the next round. This is my first tie at a tier 2 or above event. I have never tied before because I play crazy fast for no reason. But we tied. We had like a 30-minute game 1 with Malice versus Mermail, and it's like neither of us can really do anything because we both just have like the exact answers we need to make us none like 2 things. So we just pass back for like 10 turns. Eventually I establish a barrier statue and I just win. Game 2, he called by the Dragoons, that bastard. Game 3, I did my combo, and while I'm doing my combo, we go to time. Unfortunate, it happens. You know, we were both playing at speed the entire time, so you know. Jin from Colorado, he's awesome. I love this guy.
I know you're listening, Jin.
We were so annoying the entire match. I could feel the people around us like becoming grated with us over time. There was like he called by my Dragoons in game 2, and every time I would pass Dragoons in my decks, I'd be like, "Oh, Dragoons," and then I would keep going. It was so annoying.
I love playing guys you can vibe with. I mean,
Yeah,
all
like,
of my opponents were totally cool, but yeah, I had like 1 or 2, like 2, maybe 2 or 3 you can do that, and it just makes it's such a better experience.
Yeah,
It
he was
really
awesome.
is.
I love this guy. I'm so upset he lives in Colorado because I'd love to see him again. He was awesome.
That's where we'll do our live episode.
True. Round 8 was also versus Malice. I think I just I like normal summon Neptibus in game 1. And he scooped to preserve knowledge. Usually when people do this, I figure they're playing Malice, so I just put in the Malice stuff and see what happens.
That's crazy.
I think it was a pretty safe bet this tournament. If your opponent was playing 40 cards, you side for Malice. If they were playing 43 or more, you side for Mitsurugi. That's what I did the whole tournament, and I was never wrong.
Yeah. Game 2, he DDGs me in the draw phase, but so I can't do anything. Game 3, he has Droll Nib. I rip Nib, and then I get Drolled and just do the combo anyway because I drew Neptibus instead of the other starters. And then my last match. and I want to
my
preface this
God.
by saying, oh my God, this is the worst beat I've ever been in my life. There was previously a story, which I may or may not have said in the podcast yet, where I'm playing MathMech and Nick slumbers my access code to keep me from OTKing for a turn. This is worse beat than that. This is the worst I've ever been beat.
When I found this out there, I was like, "There's no way you're topping the Axe Code story. You died on that hill for months. You're still mad."
I can't be mad about that anymore because you will never believe what happened. Listen to your viewer. I'm playing Merman, right? My opponent's playing Vanquish Soul. I had practiced 3 matches against Vanquish Soul, and I had won 2 of them. So I was feeling pretty good. So I'm not feeling good. So I'm going into this match, and game 1, I think I just kind of fumble. I don't think I played particularly well. I definitely got punished for some decisions I made like later in the turn.
You're also 9 rounds into the day.
Yeah,
It was like
two,
for Grant's credit, because I also drew under Dugaris at about this exact time. It was 11:15.
Oh my God!
Yeah, the main
was
one was going
ridiculous.
extremely late. They were
Yeah,
taking
I'm blaming
forever to
that
get
on why I
rounds
drew
going.
under Dugaris.
Respect for the side deck. What they do is very hard, but this was definitely the worst Nats I've been to in terms of being run. Last year was like perfect. Year before was a little messy. This one was awful. So I play a little sloppy game 1. We go to game 2. Game 2, I'm like trying to I have a weird hand, so I'm trying to combo in such a way that I can normal summon Neptibus late in the turn. Because I think I had to start with Rhine pitch a water and then just combo that way. So I'm trying to set it up so I can normal summon Neptibus halfway through my combo and then just get a bunch of advantage to catch up to where I should be. And then at some point I draw into strike and I'm like, okay, well I guess I don't. Once I establish the barrier statue and have warning, sorry. Once I have barrier statue plus warning, it doesn't matter what else I do. I just win. So I do the combo. I set a card. I pass, and then the guy's really thinking about it, and he's like, I don't know what I should normal summon. And then he normal summons Ryzen, and then I'm warning it, and he says, all right, we'll move to game 2. Game 3.
Thinking about the normal summon there is crazy.
I
Rosin's the only one that outs it.
No, Madlove also.
Madlove can.
But it still gets striked.
It still
Well,
goes
of course.
Yep.
I'm just like, oh, I guess maybe it depends on the attributes in his hand. I suppose you're right.
Maybe. Game 3. Let me set the scene. I'm playing Mermail, as we've established. He's playing Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul is comprised of 3 attributes: Dark, Fire, and Earth. That is very important for this story. So we're playing. I open Droll, Perulia, Poseidra, Impulse, Called By, right? And so I'm thinking okay, this hand's kind of mid. I need him to normal summon anything. Because if I get a Poseidra plus a water, I'm fine. And if he's under Perulia for that, then that's fine. I need to draw something. So I go draw phase. Didn't pass the checkpoint. Activate Perulia. He looks at his cards, frowns, and that's fine. I'm like, yeah. So he goes stake your soul. And so I'm like, okay. I've got Droll, but I need to draw some cards, and he could just conceivably summon Ryzen. He revealed Jiaolong, and so he's like, all right, I could just summon Ryzen, get Drolled and then pass, and I'd be out of waters. I can't summon the Poseidra, so I gotta let him draw some cards. So I'm thinking about this, and then I go, all right, I'm gonna impulse the Staker Soul. I think this is correct. And he looks at me. I
agree with you.
And he looks at me, and he says, "They said it wouldn't happen. They said it wouldn't come up."
I can't believe he said that.
Like he was in an anime, and to be honest, he was. And he looks at me and he goes, cross out, call Dominus Impulse. And I just lean back in my chair like there is no fucking way. You are playing Vanquish Soul. Your deck, it's pretty bad into Impulse, but it's not like it's the end of the world. And I look at him, and I'm like, yeah, show me the Impulse, dog. And he finds Impulse. He banishes the Impulse. It is fucking QCR. This man was vibing on me. He is wallet checking me for a QCR of a card that I own, but not in QCR.
He calls the cross out, and Grant's just blinded by the shininess of the cross of the QCR.
No.
It's like the bald from fucking SpongeBob.
Yeah.
No. Grant just got aura checked and he fails. He
Yeah.
fails the aura check and crumbles.
I fail.
You should
I
have just ripped up the card right there.
The first time I've ever failed an aura check. I can't believe that this has happened.
Yeah, the first time.
Oh my god, there was a fucking judge who was walking behind us with his hands like folded in his hand looking at us like, that should not have happened. What the fuck? He like looked at it, laughed, and then walked away. And there was a
This is
mermaid-
why I want to be a judge for a big
Yeah.
event, just so I can
You
like
can
the
see.
stories we're telling. You could tell like 100 of them
Mhm.
just from walking around in one day.
there was
It
a
would be awesome.
There was a mermail player like to my left, and he looked at me. He looked at me and said, "That should not have happened to you."
That's crazy.
Like the 5 people around me were laughing like crazy. Like none of us could believe what just happened.
Time and space were
So
collapsing.
I like
just
fucking
to...
I like black out for a second, blinded by the impulse. I come to, I have like 5, 6, 7 cards in hand, something like that, and I just can't. Like his hand's awesome for what exactly happened. Because I also have like a dead drill that I can't do because I've impulsed. So like, I lose that game. I think he wanted it more. I truly do think that he was like God. He was his God-given right to win that match. I'm not mad at all. But so I
If you
talked
play
to
the
him.
1-to-1 brick ratio, you just deserve it.
Well,
Yeah,
he
that's
told-
what drives me the most insane is that there's crossouts at 1.
Yeah.
And
Like,
for
there
a
were
card
3
that doesn't even auto win against you, like Impulse is
Right.
like, sure, it's
Normal raisin, like
I mean, I can't even like he has
So-
Jiaolong right there anyway. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but he
Oh
can't
my
summon
God.
the Jiaolong. Jiaolong only procs if it's revealed for a monster.
That's
Actually,
gonna be a
I did
card.
ask him, and his hand was like 5 cards he could not summon. So
Oh my God.
it was either cross out the impulse or lose the match on the spot. Assuming, of course, I draw a water for turn.
that's crazy.
Incredible.
I hope he topped. Did we
He
know?
did not.
we
I
know
don't
if
think he
to-
did.
Aw.
No,
I remember
yeah.
looking for him on the list, and I don't think I saw him. So that it gets better. They're from Michigan. So
Oh my God.
I'm walking away and my head's in my fucking hands like I can't believe what just happened. I see like a posse looking on like fucking some guys like on someone not on actually, but they're like looking over each other's shoulders. They're trying to get a vibe check on my face because I was facing the posse, and they look at me like they didn't know if I had done it or not. So I walk over and I'm like, why did you let him do that? Why is he playing that card? And they knew instantaneously which card I was referring to.
That's awesome.
They were like, we can't believe it came up, blah, 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 blah. One guy said he recognized me, actually. So they're from Michigan. They don't listen to the pod or anything, but they
Well, maybe they didn't before, but
Maybe
if
I'm
you're
imagining
here,
it like
hey.
it's all of his friends being like, no, do not play fucking Dominus Impulse for your cross
In
off.
said-
Vanquish Soul,
He
yeah.
said he put it in at 3 a.m. the night before.
Oh my God. Real
Dude, that guy's
Rico
gonna have one of the
smooth.
best stories ever in this game for the
Listen,
rest
we
of
should
his
get him
life.
on the
The only
pod.
person with a
We
better
should.
story, the only person with a better story than me is that guy.
Mhm.
So they're all
So
laughing
he
their
says,
ass off.
"Show me the impulse," and I get my QCR out of the deck.
So fucking funny, man. So they
Sorry,
were
go
really
ahead.
cool. They were nice guys. I'm only a little mad about what happened. It was more funny than anything. But I'll probably see them at like the next couple regionals I go to. So
It's like you said. Didn't you say you kind of fumbled game 1 that set?
I did film game 1. This is
That-
God
it's the
punishing
gods. It's the fucking gods, dude. That's just how it is, man.
Yeah.
I listen. Sam is speaking some mad shit right now. Like,
me. I don't believe in horse theory, but I did fear my deck in that.
I don't feel
moment.
like I've ever fumbled a game and won the set ever.
No.
No, it doesn't happen.
I
I
have
think
done-
I have.
I have done that. Yeah. So yeah,
on a
that
large
was
scale event, never in my lifetime.
that was my
Wait.
nationals experience. It was one of the nationals of all time. I will never forget this motherfucker. It was very funny. The only person I think had a better nationals experience than me was Nick. So Nick, you want to talk to him about your nationals
No.
experience?
Okay, so I know you, dear listener, are very, very enticed with the idea that the best player on Team Evo, dare I say, one of the best players in mid-Michigan, all of Michigan even, wondering how you did on Nats. Now, you heard that Sam did the best out of all of us, but, he's not the only one that might have day two'd. So please, Nick, you were so excited for Vanquish Soul. You were so
You're
excited for this
such an
event. You talked
asshole. You know that.
at
Okay, let's.
You talked. So tell us how you did.
We need to lay the foundation real quick, okay? I have never in my lifetime of playing this damn game, I have never gone to a large scale event and done this badly. Never in my
What?
lifetime. I went X3 drop so fast. I truly
No.
no, you can you could no. Listen. I went through the biggest crash out of the weekend. This is so. Let's just establish. I was not excited to play at this event. In the grand scheme of things, this event sucks ass. I'm not playing the best deck in the room. I'm playing a deck that inherently is not that good. I'm playing a deck that inherently can lose to itself more than anything. I go into round one. I play against Horus Crystron, and to be honest, like our game was fine. I lose because in game three, this happened like 2 or 3 times in testing. We tested this deck so much, and Hunter draws the Holy Sue turn 0 setup so much, and I finally get to draw it in an actual event. And I go, Holy Sue summon, effect on board, reveal fire deck. He's like, I'll activate Droplet, send a card, negate. And I was
It's
like,
crazy. In
I was like,
Crystron.
yeah, I was like, all right, cool, man, you're just better.
Yeah.
And because he's under Fua, so he ends on the 2 Horus guys, Tristaros and Sulfador with a trap card, and he passes. And to be honest, I fumble. I play like dog shit. I probably could have done a way better job into his setup, but I don't know. I wasn't locked in round one, and I truly just wasn't there. We go to round two, and I'm already feeling like shit because I've already lost round one in a game state I probably should have won, and I probably was
To
supposed to win.
Crystron too, like.
I think Crystron's a fine deck. I just played like a fucking bozo, and you know what? Fine, whatever. So I go to round two, and I play against our buddy Zach from Muskegon, and super nice guy and everything. And then we start the game off. He wins the die roll because I can't fucking win a die roll. He wins. I draw the turn 0 setup with Holy Sue, but not the good one. I have the dark Earth one, the Take a Monster. So he first action goes summon Diabell Star, set Deception, activate, add Hollowed, summon or no, actually no, he just straight up goes first action goes Hollowed, summon Rusilago, add Wanted, activate Wanted, add Witch, summon Witch by sending Rusilago. So here I go effective Holy Sue summon, attempt to take, and I have a Bestial in hand. And again, I'm just dumb because I'm not locked in. I'm not here to play. I let my card resolve, and then in Nuchin goes Hollowed target Rusilago, and I'm like, oh, I can't Bestial now. I literally just lose the game on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the fact I fumble game one. We go into game two. I'm going first. I draw my hand. It's called by, it's Talent, it's Ash, it's Droll, and it's DD Crow. And I go, man, okay, pass. I stop him for a turn because of Droll. Because again, I think he's just not thinking. He goes, stand my main, activate Wanted. I Droll him. He summons Witch, hits me in the face.
What?
Pass. Yeah, I know. So I draw for turn. I draw another Droll. I was like, come
Huge.
on. So I go pass. He does it again. He goes, stand my main. In main, Wanted.
That's awesome.
Dude.
And then I'm
My
like, okay,
king.
Droll again. And now this time he hits me again with Witch and passes, but he sets a card this time. And I draw, and I hit Stake Your Soul. I'm like, fine, I'm going to play. Stake Your Soul, reveal Ash, summon raise the effect. He's like, Imperm? I was like, any other hand trap, man. Any other card.
Yeah.
So
Oh, you
cool.
had called by for Ash Blossom too. Oh.
Yeah, I had called by and I had Talent. I was like,
Oh.
I was like, okay, whatever. I make rock, add back Raisin, I'll pass. He plays first action because I know he has it. He summons the Simple Spoil Diabell that pays half to pop a card. He summons it. He goes effect to pop, targeting a rock. I chain the summon Raisin, and then I summon out Raisin, and he summons out the Book of Moon one, and I'm like, the game is now over. He summons Silvera. He books my guy. It's double piercing. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, sure, we're X2. It's, just run it back, man. Just all the way through.
He's day 2 before he's topped regionals. If
Right.
nothing
He stopped
will keep him down.
NYCS.
So then I go to round 3. I play against Pyramitsu. This guy is probably the coolest guy of my entire weekend. No shot. No shot. Um, um, this guy's super cool. He's like a vibe. We're vibe. We have a great time. He has a funny ass nickname calling Murakuma like a nuke and a bomb. I'm in for it. It's funny. We're playing, and I squeak out a win against this guy. We're in a game state. Game 3. I fully set up. He gets to a point where he has like nothing. He ends on Murakuma plus prayer set. We're in a position where I attempt to pop it. He chains prayers, and then because of how prayers were, he brings back his own thing, and because I have a Bistulin, I have to go Caesar effect to pop my own card, so I can resolve the mag in my hands, so he doesn't get the revive the one at a graveyard. And when I do that, the game is now over because I just out the one Murakuma and I swing for game, and the game is solidified. Finally win a round. I was like, let's go. Now we're going into the final round, and I think I asked almost everyone in our group about this stupid game state that comes across in game 3 against this guy. And we're playing. We like game 1. I win because I get to go first. I fully set up. Game 2, he wins because he sets up detonator plus cross, and I can't do anything. And we go to game 3, and I might have those backwards, but he went first game 3. I droll him. He talents, looks in my hand. He rips Pot of Prosperity, leaving me with Rhoda, Jiaolong, Field Spell, and I'm just trying to top deck a card. It's playable. He ends up detonator plus cross, and I think I've asked everybody in our group this. But in this scenario, I figured if I just activate the field spell after searching Raisin, he's just gonna pop it. Because there's no reason to not do it. He has 4 pops, 3 to 4 pops on detonator. Like, why would you just not use one out the card that's gonna be make it so you can't pop my normal summon? You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm this scenario. I gave my opponent the benefit of the doubt, which I shouldn't have. I went normal summon Raisin. He just pops and negates it, and the game is now over. But I asked him after the game. I said, if I activated field spell, would you have popped it? He's like, nah, I wouldn't have. I would have just popped it later. And I was like, all right, man, good on you. I guess you're just better in this moment because I didn't skill check you. Like
this is your top player privilege coming in, as it often does. Real bottom feeders like me would know. You put him on game.
Yeah, it was
And
like
you say-
I told I think it was Nick this story earlier. It was like round 8. My opponent was actually pretty good at Yu-Gi-Oh. Like he knew in game 1 he beat the towers. Like he actually knew his strategy because he was playing Mitsurugi, Ryziel, and then we're grinding in game 2, and like I'm getting ready to set up a Baguska because I think I'm under Droll, and I go dump Yellow Martin off of Chick, and I've Goleo on board, and I go normally I wouldn't even bother activating it because Martin has the same effect in graveyard and in hand, but he has a set card. I'm pretty sure it's Imperm, and I want that card gone before I make the Baguska. Obviously, I go. Yeah, we'll go Gold Leo, target Yellow Martin, add it back to the hand. He goes, I'm going to Imperm that. I'm like, cool. Anyway, Yellow Martin bounce, Gold Leo back to the hand, overlay Baguska, pass. And won me the game.
Yeah. And those you're just supposed to put your opponent on the fuck up. And to be honest, and I wasn't locked in. This was my weekend. I really just didn't want to be there. It is what it is. So I drop in the main event at round 4. I'm like, all right, it's like fuck it. I'll go play hat. That was the game plan the entire weekend. If I do shitty,
Let's
and
go.
I really want, I was like, I'll go play hat. So I go play hat with our buddy Chris, and me and Chris play 5 or 6 games before we go to this hat pod because we're the same hat pod. And I blow Chris out every single game. He wins one game against me because he opens Book of Moon Warning, and then he jokingly says to me, he's like, if we play it in the pod, the only way I'm gonna win is if I have to draw Book of Moon Warning. That's the only way I'm gonna win this.
What happens?
So we sit across from each other in first round of this hat pod. I beat him game 1 because my deck is inherently better than Crystal Beast. My Quackimero Firefist deck is better than Crystal Beast. Crazy. Who would have guessed? So we're playing. In game 2, I proceeded to get Warning on an Urnite activation. I got Book of Moon when I tried to break through his Summoner Monk, and then he wins that game. Then we go to game 3. I get Warning on a Soul Charge that was gonna win me the game, and then again he uses Book of Moon on a Summoner Monk when I try to break through its effect.
Wait, that's crazy. Twice? I thought you were just gonna say it happened in like the important game 3.
Dude, the hat pods are awesome, dude. On Friday, I played a game against the hat deck where I literally won on the turn where I drew my last card in my deck. It was amazing.
Wait,
I was under rivalry and I could not literally out a set hand without blowing up my entire board. It was impossible until I summoned like literally every Xyz monster out of my deck to remove them and attack for game. It was incredible.
Stupid
Anyway,
question.
Sylvan's best deck.
Sylvan's
quick
good.
question. Are Book of Moon or Solemn limited in hat?
Yeah, they are. They're
Yes.
both at 1.
Yeah.
They're both. That's good.
Yeah.
You gotta
Warning.
cut better,
Yeah. Warning
King.
is a 1. Yep.
So I
Yeah.
lose that hot pot, and I'm like, okay, it's fine, whatever. You know, if I'm gonna lose anybody, I'll lose to Chris. You know, like go on to win it. Good luck, my man. So I go sign up for another half pod because I'm a little at this point I'm a little tilted. The main event's not going well. I just last half pod when with literally the only way possible to lose. We roll up and I sit across from this guy, super chill dude, super nice guy. And he's playing Sylvan, and
Let's go.
Best
his
deck.
first action is activate charity. I'm like, yeah, 2 of my buddies love this deck to death. This is Sam and Grant here. Like they both love that deck to death. So I'm like, all right, cool. We're playing game 1, and he goes first, sets up. He sets 1 card and ends on. I think it's Dragosec plus tokens and passes. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I draw. I go, stand my main. I normal summon a guy, clear a token, set a couple cards, pass. We keep playing for a turn 2. And then on turn 3, I finally hit a, Iron Core plus, Urnite. I go normal summon, effect, he flips Vanity. I'm like, alright, sure. The Vanity's, like, popular enough, like, people play the card. So, we're playing. He outs the Vanity with his with Mount Sylvania. We keep playing, and then later on, I go for Soul Charge for 2. He flips Vanity again. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll take the L. We go to game 2. I go first. I end on Tenki, Tensu, Tiger King with Soul Charge, Urnite, and Iron Cord hand. I have like literally the full setup to play on turn 3 and blow this guy out. He starts, he goes, activate Charity, stacks 2 perfect cards, normal summon Marshleaf, milled 2 cards, I DD Crow the Sprout, he summons Sage Choya, he clears my board, sets a card, pass. I draw, I go normal summon Urnite, Urnite effect revealing Iron Core, Vanities? I was like, yeah man, sure. Kill Marshleaf, clears Vanities, pass. Next turn he summons a Hermitry, beats over my dude, sets a card, pass. I draw, and I look at him and I'm like, I don't know, I don't say this, but I stare at him with like the true intent of, I go, I fit Soul Charge for 3. Response, he's like, he goes, I'm so sorry, man. Flip Vanities, and I was like,
God.
I was like, yeah, man, you got it. I picked up my shit, put everything in my bag, packed everything up. I walked out the venue, walked all the way back to our Airbnb, B&B, fucking grabbed a fucking Smirnoff, had a shower beer, fucking chilled the fuck out for an hour.
I didn't know this. Wow.
Literally
Wow,
went
bad.
down, went back down, took like 3 shots of fucking rum, and then just vibed the fuck out for the rest of the night. I was so fucking done.
I wish I was there for that. I would have scrubbed out of the event too. Damn it.
I'm not even
Always
kidding.
next year, Noah.
Yeah, there
I've
will
never
be.
had a worse event in my lifetime. This event truly broke me on so many levels I don't understand. And then on Sunday, we go play in the damn 3v3, and I finally get a win. I finally am in a situation where I'm gonna win a set, like a first match of the weekend, and then Rico and Adam both lose. And I'm like,
Oh, I know how that is.
to be fucking kidding me! There's literally no world in which I'm allowed to win a game this weekend.
You should mention that on Friday you did pretty well in the giant card.
Yeah, I got made top 8 in the giant card on Friday just for that to be the only thing winning part of my weekend.
Listen, there's a lot of people who
did
did nothing, so I mean.
You said after the giant card something akin to, I'm feeling good with this deck, and I'm like, perfect, this is great. Nick's gonna do
And it's so funny
well.
because I was so like I didn't feel anything.
Grant told me that you dropped, and I was like, he did? It's round 4.
I was keeping Noah well informed.
Yeah, you weren't.
I don't know.
was-
Like I said, this is the worst event I've ever had in a long time, and it hurts my soul. It's like I felt like me and Hunter, I felt like we put the effort in. Like we had a good list. Our list of the guy who made top 8, the main deck was 4 cards different. Like we're talking so minimally different in the main deck, like way you play the deck, and then like the sideboard was kind of different, but like that's all about like how you like look at the format. But inherently speaking, like most of the time when you play through game 1, like we were like super close, and it's just I don't know.
All right, so I think we can kind of boil this down to Sam's lesson of the event was, if you put in the effort, really play hard, things will work out. You know, you can do better than expected. You can literally walk in from getting torrential downpour on, play into your imperm column and win. Grants is if you have enough fundamentals, if you understand the game, even if, you know, if you don't put in as much effort, you know, things could still kind of turn up as long as you know, you're having a good time, you're playing a deck you like. What do you think your lesson is coming out of this, Nick?
No, what the fuck do you think it is?
I want to hear what you have to say to the people.
I don't know what the fuck you want, Noah. Like I said, this is the worst event I've ever had. Maybe the fucking, I don't know, lock the fuck in? Because at round 1, I wasn't locked the fuck in, and then I lost. So, I don't know.
So your advice to the people is make sure you play good.
Yeah,
All right.
I
I'm
said
sorry,
this
he's such a dick.
I said this the entire weekend through everyone I talked to. Is like, I played like a bozo. I got bozo results. I will not be a bozo from now on. Like
he's not wrong. It's crazy, and I've shit talked this format plenty too. Obviously, like just about damn near everyone has. But like outside of the imperm column thing and around it, like it was like yeah, I was winning it because it was Mouse player who was bricked up. Like
He was
and
what?
under boogers.
Oh fuck yeah!
What the fuck
You
were
know
you
what I
doing
mean.
in your matches, dog?
Listen, I talents. I looked at the hand.
Ah, don't look at them.
And I saw it. Anyway.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. Besides that, I go down my matches around my round, and I'm like, perfect play is 10-1-1, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, like it's even in this dog shit format, I still think it was like perfect play was 10-1-1, and like I don't know, like you know, it's like Noah said, you just gotta play better. That's the best advice, really.
You just gotta get bricked up.
He just got bricked up mid-game.
No, you're not even wrong. Like again, I don't know what it was, and I think me and Rico talked about this on our car ride home and stuff like that. It's like, it's so hard to want to like to be there and really give a shit, especially when you're like you really aren't. Like I'm like you just don't care. This result in the grand scheme of things just didn't matter, and like I think that inherently speaking, like I don't think I've ever gone to an event just saying I don't really care what the result is, and I think that's like the key point is like I didn't really give a shit, so I didn't do that great. Like. You know what
I think it was a mentality for you. It was like you love this deck, but right, you're looking forward to like the K9 stuff coming out, right, and playing it
Mhm.
at full power. For me, it was like I saw this and I like kind of fell in love with it slowly, and I was like, this might be the event for it. Even though I didn't have the expectations, like I just didn't want to embarrass myself, and like I put in like a lot of work because I didn't know if I was gonna play this deck another event, and like I did like it and enjoy it, and so yeah, maybe like your mentality was more just like you're just so excited for getting the K9 stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, you tell me. Yeah.
I don't. I think I think that's completely fair, and I think a lot of it just comes down to it's like Nats is like whatever. Didn't do good at Nats. I'm just gonna go into this next season, and it's like I'm not here to like I'm not gonna be going in hoping to lose. So
Nick's lesson is you can't enjoy the forest in front of you if you're always staring at the horizon.
sure,
Greg,
I
can you
guess.
make that the title of the episode?
I really wanted to name it the crash out episode for Nick. What did we name mine? Was it the last straw? We can name it
Yeah,
Something
that
like
was
that.
what it was. Yes.
Sam's got it fucking like dictionary locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can name this one like
It's like
the,
missing the trees for the forest or something like that, you know, whatever the saying is.
an epic journey of forest, trees, and Dominus Impulse.
Hmm.
Perfect.
All right.
But no,
again.
I had a great time outside of all the Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Like Adam and Rico say this all the time we go to events. Like, yeah, the Yu-Gi-Oh part kind of sucked, but everything else was great.
They're
like,
so real for that, man. They're so real for that.
God. And my Nats experience was just always looking at, you know, events and shit, and then looking back at my contracts outline. So I had a fantastic time.
oh yeah. Also, Noah, thank you for liking my 4-tweet thread for
Oh
Nats.
yeah, of course.
I needed that, by the way.
Anytime.
Also, and I hadn't mentioned this yet, but my prize card was the Blue Eyes one. So
yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
went
yeah. For the
crazy.
for making day 2, you did get the Blue Eyes stamped card, which is insane.
yeah.
And if anyone in the comments is interested in that, he is looking to move it. So
yeah, $1,000 US, by the way.
okay. What's that like? 6 billion Argentine pesos for our
Put that in
Malay loving
Bitcoin.
audience.
Put that in Bitcoin for some people. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
speaking of Bitcoin, I just want to say the undisputed MVP of this weekend was Steak and Shake, specifically the one that's like a 5-minute walk from the convention center. I had that shit like 3 days in a row, and it was still good.
Connect this to Bitcoin for me.
You can pay with Bitcoin. You can pay with Bitcoin for some reason.
You can?
Yes.
That's crazy. I hear they added like, what is it? Trans fats or what? What's the thing?
Oh,
What
I don't
RFK
think
do?
Steak and Shake's adding anything
Beef
with trans in
tallow.
it for now.
You're so right. What's beef tallow? That's
okay,
it.
guys. Okay.
Also,
guys.
you guys, none of
Hold
you
on.
guys were there. I do have to say, they need to change the packs, bro, for these things. I was so nervous opening the pack that had the blue eyes in it. Like, it was impossible to open. We had to
Oh,
get
really?
scissors to open it. Scissors. Someone told me Jeff Jones like bent his card opening the pack. Thankfully, it was
Oh.
only the arrival cyber nester, so it was useless.
No one
But
wanted it,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, for a
Um,
second, I thought you were going to say they were still giving out Dune for prizing.
Oh no! They were.
it's just crazy that Konami can't even get a pack. Like, they can't even give you a pack that opens correctly. Like, it's just the company is. It's just unbelievable the level
Well,
of
here's
incompetence.
this is something again. I didn't get the feel your pack, how the pack felt or anything. But at some point, I have to imagine I'd rather have a pack like that where you have to get scissors to open it than have a pack that's so flimsy that that it could damage itself before I even had it in my hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it was sturdy, but like I just feel like I should have been able to open it, like a regular pack or whatever. Like somehow it messed up some people clearly because like I said, someone told me Jeff Jones opened his and he messed up the arrival. So
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
I don't know.
So the pricing for or the entry packs for like side events were Dune again, and I know that like in 4 years we're still gonna be getting Duad until the cows come home. But for one of the side events, they were giving away Genesis Impact. Now, one of my side quests for this for this event was to finish out my 2023 or 2021 deck collections. So I've got 10 decks for 2021, and I wanted to finish them all out. And so I was spent the entirety of Friday just looking through the bulk boxes to see if I can find what I needed, and I got maybe like 100 cards of what I needed. I think I spent $50 in 50-cent cards that weekend. So they were handing out like Genesis Impact at side events, and so every time someone opened a Genesis Impact, I was like, "Do you have any Drytron cards? Can I have your Drytron cards?" And I found like 2 out of my 3 alphas that way. Is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of nationals?
I'm so excited to play the game again once this stupid, idiotic bar exam is over.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You
2
could just be
weeks.
like me and just have been doing a PhD and then just went to nationals anyway. But
You're so. I should have. No, I shouldn't have. I
Yeah,
actually
we
learned a
told
lot
you
over the
should
weekend.
have.
No,
I mean, I don't.
think
To be
I'd
fair, no. I understand. I had prelims during my first year. I would have skipped nationals
Yeah.
if I had prelims coming. I
By the
understand.
way, listeners, please in the comments address me as Esquire. I have my JD now. That's you're getting banned if not. Wait, shit, this isn't Twitch.
We can silence their comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you be a doctor by the time that this
No.
comes out?
No, I will not. That'll have to
Damn.
wait till December. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to retroactively change this to say featuring Dr. Sam.
That's gonna be a bizarre feeling.
I'm gonna change. We have a playlist on the channel for every individual person for their deck profiles. I'm totally changing your playlist to Dr. Sam Tucker.
There was a guy who he won like UK Nats a couple years ago with Drytron, and he was a like a PhD doctor.
Damn.
Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, you have
That's
to be
kinda
to
crazy.
understand why someone would play that deck.
Oh no, I have one other exciting thing to say about this weekend. For me, this is probably the highlight of my entire fucking weekend.
You told us about the shower beer already.
No. This is better than the crash out on Saturday. Okay, it is Sunday. I'm walking around with Adam, and for anyone who knows Adam, Adam's fucking short. He's a short dude. So he's like,
Editor,
hey,
put a picture of Adam up right now next to Nick.
but so this context matters. So he's like, hey, do you want to go do the Kribo Dash thing? I've been seeing people talk about
Oh
it
my
throughout the
gosh.
week. So I was like, I don't want to do that, but I'll watch you do it. Like how what I mean? So he goes up, he starts it, he's reading how the game works, and he starts playing. and Kariba starts moving, and it just fucking face plants. Cause let's establish the game wants you to crouch when you're trying to go duck and everything. But then as he's playing, like we are both realizing, oh, the game thinks the Connect thinks he's crouching the entire time.
That's
Because he's-
crazy.
So
He's not
you-
that short.
I just
Wow,
want to point
that's
out he's like
crazy.
5'6", 5'7". Like we have shorter
Yeah.
people in this
he's
group.
5'6". 5'6".
This it's just not made for girls then. Wow.
No, it's I think it's so fucking funny because he's sitting there and because if you crouch to like a Kariba face plants and Adam's like what the he's like trying to get it to go and he's like can't get it to go and the second he realizes what he's like I'm done. I was like this I
That's
need to leave.
Understandable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's like I can't. He's like nope I can't live like this. It's like
It is a
so
burden
that was
many
the
of us carry.
that was the biggest highlight because when Adam is walking away, I am just dying of hysterical laughter in this moment for what has just happened to my boy.
Your biggest highlight of the weekend was making fun of someone else for the game not working.
Yeah,
Just want to get you on the record for this. That was your
It was-
biggest highlight.
These are good friends.
Do you understand how fucking big my crash out was, Sam? This was so fucking funny in the moment. I truly think this is like the highlight.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah.
My friends would
Hold
never
the
make
phone,
fun of
I
me
hold
for
the
being
phone.
short.
It's like, huh?
I said my friends would never make fun of me for being short.
That's true. I mean, you're what? You're like 5'10"?
All right. Yeah, and with that, I suppose we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Yup. See ya.
Bye.
Have fun with Justice Hunters. I know I will.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun next episode.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait to know what the cards do.
Same.
I've been Googling effects of canine cards before the podcast.